Y'all gonna want to see. That's gonna be some good money. That's gonna be a good show.
Questions, Nick, Kelly?
Hey, Henry, the run defense, what's been the keys to success for you guys in the first few games at stopping the run?
Definitely just gap integrity, having 11 guys on the same page. And that's the biggest thing, honestly. You know where you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to play. That's what makes a good run defense.
You guys get out of the back of the room. Henry can't focus. It's really good.
Golly.
I don't know if you heard or not, but last week DJ Dale called you a genius. When do you consider yourself a genius? And two, just how much pride do you actually take in your ability to run the defense?
Damn, I don't even know he called me a genius. That's what's up. Appreciate that, DJ. Shoot. I mean, it's just a film study that I do. You know, I spend a lot of time, you know, watching the opponent, you know, trying to see little tendencies, you know, seeing where the Y is located, how deep the running back is. Little stuff like that, I try to help the guys out, you know, trying to make our team the most successful team that it can be. Not only myself, but, you know, I want to see everybody else win. You know, I want to see everybody else be the best player that they can be. And just knowing the scheme, the playbook. As long as you play within the playbook, that makes you a good player.
Kind of on that note, who are the other, I guess, geniuses on the defense in terms of analyzing and really understanding defense to that level?
Shoot, the whole entire defense, I ain't gonna lie. You got to be a genius to play for Coach Saban. You got to.
Yeah, your time as a running back in high school, how did that help you understand offenses better?
Knowing where the running back wants to go. I wasn't a typical regular running back when I was in high school. I was a more smash mouth, kind of hit you in your face and run downhill, not shake nobody. But definitely just realizing what a running back sees, how he's going to react. If he's running sideways, he's going to want to plant up, you know, getting a soft shoulder on you and try to run you over. So, you know, my running back days didn't last very long. But the little stuff that I did learn when I was a running back, it kind of helps me when I'm a linebacker.
Traveling on the road, going to road games, how does your mindset shift or whatever from being in a home game, that environment, versus being in someone else's?
Shoot, you know, your back's against the wall. You got 100,000 people that don't like you and that wants you to lose. And that's kind of the mindset you have to have is, you know, Coach tells us all the time to empty the stadium. And that's kind of our goal, you know, have that killer mentality to be able to go in there and get a win in a hostile environment.
Henry, just wanted to ask you about KJ Jefferson, just how big he is and effective he is, not just a passer but a runner. Is wrapping up even more of an emphasis in practice this week and just bringing that big body to the ground?
Yeah, you know, KJ Jefferson is definitely a huge piece of the offense. He's so explosive, and you know, people don't give him as much recognition as he needs with his arm. He throws the ball so well. He creates so much problems for opposing defenses that you have to prepare for from down in and down out. For all 4 quarters. So, you know, he's definitely going to be a huge challenge for us. Super excited about playing him for a second time, and we're ready for the challenge.
Hi, Henry. Back to playing in a hostile environment, especially here in the SEC. I'm curious what's your preference of playing in that? I know you love playing at home, but just getting that extra juice on the road, and what's the satisfaction like when you get a win in that environment?
Yeah, you know, honestly, it's just silence in the crowd. That's kind of the biggest satisfaction is, you know, you run into the stadium before the game starts and, you know, their crowd's cheering and they're super excited about the game. And then, you know, when you're winning, they're quiet. And that's kind of our main goal. And I think that's the biggest satisfaction for me.
Right now, DeMarco Hellams has one more tackle than you on the season. I understand that, you know, stats and stuff like that may not mean too much, but how does it feel just to kind of just have that natural competitiveness, you know, having more than this guy and just competing within the team?
I'm going to catch him. Don't worry about it. Nah, but definitely, you know, we try not to pay attention to that kind of stuff. You know, we have so much, we're so competitive on the practice field, so competitive on the field that, you know, it helps us out on the field, like when we're playing on Saturdays. So, you know, at the end of the season, whoever has the most tackles, you know, we're proud of them. You know, we're super excited for them. You know, it's just the hard work that we all put in.
You guys have obviously had a strong start defensively to the season, but only 1 turnover. How much of an emphasis has been placed on that in practice to try to force more of those?
Yeah, you know, that's kind of one of the main things on defense that we're trying to work on is getting a rip at the ball every single day at practice, forcing picks. One big thing is our D-line does a great job of rushing the quarterback that he may not even have a chance to throw the ball, or he's throwing short routes, to slants and bubble screens and stuff like that. But now it's, punching the ball out, ripping the ball out, and, Coach P. Golden and Coach Saban, harps on that every single day. We're going to get those short passes, so rip the ball out as hard as you can.
When you're facing an option quarterback that can throw like Jefferson can you talk to me a little bit about just how you're able to really prepare for that? Because it seems like a lot of teams really get messed up with that communication there.
Yeah, having all 11 guys on the same page, playing sound fundamental football, and just communicating well on defense. And I think that's the biggest thing. When you're all tied together, and it doesn't matter what kind of who's playing at defense, if 11 guys are on the same page, know who they have, where he's going, and where you're supposed to be, and how the job is supposed to be done, it's going to be a well-played defense. So, that's going to be a huge part of this week is, having 11 guys on the same page, communicating well, who has a quarterback, who has a running back, and stuff like that.
Kind of building off the genius nickname, I guess, can you just kind of talk me through kind of what goes through your head when you recognize either a formation or a play that's coming, either in practice or against a team on the sidelines? Is there like a cue you can give to the other guy saying, hey, this is what we practiced on, or anything like that?
Yeah, I look at little small stuff like the offensive lineman. If his hand is light, he's probably pulling. It's probably a pass. If they're heavy, their head's down, it's probably a run. So little stuff like that, I try to give the guys cues. But we do a great job as a whole entire defense of giving each other cues and playing off of each other. So it's not just me. It's all 11 guys on the field, being able to point out a little stuff like a tight end being light, a running back being heavy, that gives us that competitive edge on the field.
Two more here, Nick, and then Tony, and Nick out here.
As far as through 4 games, getting to work with Jalen Moody and Deontay Lawson, how have you seen them progress through these first couple games?
Yeah, both guys have been working really hard. Both guys had a great fall camp and definitely been doing a great job of, learning the playbook, going out competing every single day at practice. But our whole entire linebacker group has been doing a great job of that. We have young guys in there. We have a lot of older guys in there that know the concepts, that go out and practice and work hard. That's one thing that we try to do as a linebacker corps. We're the leaders of the defense, so being able to have that identity, we try to carry that through our entire linebacker corps.
We've established that you're a genius, but are you a hateful competitor? And if so, what goes into that mentality? And then also, who else on the team would you call a hateful competitor?
All of us. We all got that killer mindset. Everybody. Appreciate it.